hobbyists, welcome to today's how-to. Today we're going to be learning how to draw Kakashi's eye, and don't forget to pause the video to follow along at your own pace. So first let's get started framing in the eye. So we're going to come over on the left hand side. We're going to pull this line up on a diagonal. We're going to start to flatten this out now. So starting back on this line, we're going to kind of curve this across and out. From that edge, we're going to curve this line through on a diagonal. Now from that point, we're going to leave a gap and we're going to bring this down on a diagonal again towards the bottom. And then we're going to flatten this out as we pull this over towards the left, ending this so these lines end on a diagonal. Let's thicken up the corner of the eye. So starting from the edge here, we're going to curve this around and through towards the top. And then from there, we're just going to curve this around and in towards that top line. Now let's color in the edge black just to thicken that up. Now let's frame in the pupil. So coming over on the left-hand side, kind of right where this starts to bend down, we're going to draw in a nice big half circle. So we're going to round this out, curving this over, and then we're going to tuck this back in on the right. Let's thicken this line up again. Curving this down, arching this all the way over, pulling that back up on the side. Now in the center, we're going to draw in a circle. Coming up on the left-hand side, rounding this out, curving this over and in. And then from that point, we're just going to start to curve that back up. Let's come through on a diagonal. Again, rounding this out, curving this over, pulling that back up and across. And then from that point, tucking this back in. Let's step over again, rounding this out, curving this over and through towards the top. And then again, just curving this back down to the bottom. Now in the middle, curve this line up and across. We'll do the exact same thing coming over on the side. And then we're going to connect this right in the middle. Now in the center, we're just going to color this in black again. We'll do the same with the symbols up above. And then we'll just do the same with the thickened part of our eye. Now let's draw the scar as we move up. So starting in the middle, we're going to curve this line up, out, over, and in. Moving up again, we're going to curve this out and in. And then we'll kind of bring this out on a diagonal, tucking that in, and then back up towards the top. Let's start on the right. We're going to pull this down. So we're going to curve this down, in, back, out, and through. Again, curving this out, in, back out, and then just tucking that down to the top. We're going to extend this through underneath. So on the left-hand side, just imagining this line lines up, curving this out, over, and through. Again, bringing this out, in, over, and down. Again, tucking this out, in, over, and then through towards the bottom. Now from that point, we're going to tuck this back up, bringing this over and through. Again, bringing this out, in, over, and up. Now we're going to curve this out, in, over, and then back through towards the top. We're going to add in some small details here. So coming over on the left, we're going to curve this line in. Stepping beside that, extending this even further through towards the center. Let's come up on a diagonal, pulling this line down. And now we're just going to extend this out. So we're going to bring this up on a diagonal towards that scar. And then we're going to pull this back across, curving that out slightly towards the side. Now from the top here, pulling this down on a diagonal. And then again, we're just going to extend this across, bringing this over towards that scar. Let's extend this out. So we're going to pull this over and then down in that corner. And then moving underneath, we're going to arch this across, adding in a small detailed line. And that is it. That's how you draw Kakashi's eye. You can pause the video and color it the way that I have done, or you can change your colors up if you'd like. If you enjoyed today's video, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel, and also drop a comment below suggesting any more characters that you'd love to learn to draw next. Thank you so much for joining me on today's tutorial, and I'll see you all on the next one.